around here. So it's people that are local to you. So, for example, when I went on Tinder, I saw old classmates and their dating profiles. I saw all kinds of stuff. So, when it comes to like the safety of it, it's really on you to kind of take those steps, because all Tinder allows you to do is chat them. So, what I did when I met my boyfriend, I don't even like Tinder. I don't really use it. I used it that one time because me and my friend were kind of like trying to get into some party. But anyways, I don't like using the site. I like to know who the person is. So I gave my boyfriend my Snapchat. So we just went from one social media to the other because I wanted to see if he was a catfish. And on Snapchat, you know, you're snapping your life away. You snap, oh, I'm gonna go here. Oh, this is my homeboy. This is my roommate. So I'm like, okay, is he a catfish? So we had each other's Snapchats, and then on Snapchat, that's when we started kind of like talking to each other and started dating. But back to the point I was gonna make initially. We live in a Tinder culture. Like, even if people aren't using Tinder, it's the same principle. Everybody that you want to potentially date, if you don't have the balls to talk to them in person, they're at your fingertips.
The what?
The what?
Oh,
Please don't say
the
that.
cojones.
I just can't take that.
The cojones.
Don't say Tinder and balls.
At the same time.
I'm done, Pastor C. I got.
Like,
Lord,
honestly,
Jesus,
though,
Pastor,
if you don't have the nerve,
Pastor,
if you
I'm
don't
sorry,
have the nerve
please.
to talk to
And
somebody
busy.
in
Pastor,
person,
please.
And busy.
then you
I'm
shouldn't
sorry.
have
Lord have
somebody
mercy.
in
You
person.
know, you
I
started
can't
off
take
with
it.
catfish. That was the first problem.
And Tinder.
And
Oh, my
Lord have
God.
Jesus, Pastor, Jesus.
Okay.
But that's the point.
I think we need a
Oh,
break.
you
I
need
think
a
we need a
break.
break.
I'm just saying. So listen, after the break, we'll pick up on this so I can, explain, clarify some things. So let's go to the break. And, explain, clarify some things. So let's go to the break.
You're listening to Straight No Chaser. We'll be right back. Let's get back to your girl Ambezi, Pastor C, and the Chief, as they give it to you straight, no chaser.
Yay. We are back. And I don't know if we have any rappers that listen to this show or like musicians, but this beat that we just transitioned into from the break, that was pretty fire.
That was tough.
So actually, this is something that we don't usually get to do, but I think it's super cool that we get to do this show. We actually know the producer of that beat, so let me give a special shout out to Tao. He is a student at the South Academic Academy in Las Vegas, and that was one of his incredible beats that led us in and out of the commercial break. He's just one example of the great things happening at that school under the leadership of Principal Belinda Marente.
Yeah, all right,
Yes,
Tal. And let me tell you something.
Talent, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a guy to watch
Yes.
in the years. You know, he was. I happened to meet him last week at the school and got to listen to his beats. And as it turns out, he is affiliated with the company that our home network gets the beats from.
Wow.
So, Tal,
Yes.
you keep doing your thing, man, because we're looking for big things from you. But also, can't say enough good things about Principal Marentech and the things that are going on at the South Academy. Academic Academy in Vegas. She's doing some big things down there, and those students are really doing some good things. They're turning it around, and they know If you see Principal Marentic walking down the hall and she doesn't have a smile on her face, man, them hallways clear out of there, man. So, again, Tal, keep doing your thing.
Yes,
and
South
Fire. Academic Academy, keep doing your things. Absolutely. That was fire. Keep it up.
So, before the break, we were getting into the Tinder thing. I was breaking it down for these
seasoned men,
ancient men here. So, yes, guys, we have long gone from the days that we chisel love letters on tablets. Okay, we are now swiping right for the people we like. So, before the break, the point that I was trying to make was that everybody's basically at our fingertips. We've had countless conversations on this show about how millennials are really different because it boils down to the fact that we're able to have everything at our fingertips. Instant gratification is really the foundation of our generation. So even if you see a girl at a party and you don't have, the nerve to talk to her at the party, you could easily look her up on Twitter, stumble upon her on Tinder, go on Facebook, go on social media, find her and slide in her DMs. Like, it's really crazy. Like, I really think that the way social media is forming dating now is very interesting because it kind of takes away the social aspects of dating that I really like, but it also gives people the opportunity to talk to people they wouldn't have necessarily talked to in person, or to find people with common interests that they would not have ran into in their regular daily lives. So
when you say DM, that
goes down in the DMs. Goes down in the DMs.
What is a DM?
Okay, so your DMs. Oh, that was loud. So your DMs are your direct messages on your social media. So you have DMs on Instagram, you have DMs on Twitter, you have DMs on Facebook. So when somebody follows you on social media, they basically, you can think of it as a concert. So, when you have tickets to a concert, you have general admission and you have VIP. So, if you see general admission, if you have a general admission ticket, that means that you're just seeing the show. You're seeing the show that everybody else gets to see, right? If you have VIP, you're up close and personal with that person who's performing. So, it's the same thing with social media. So, you can follow somebody on social media and you just see their general whatever they're putting out. You can see their timeline, you can see their pictures, you can see whatever is not private. And even if it's private, they can accept you and you can see all that stuff. So if you are on somebody's Instagram and you're like, wow, these pictures are amazing, this girl is fine, this guy is fine, you can direct message them so that you can try to talk to them and nobody else can see you talk to them.
Well, I think it's I'm a little concerned, if I can be honest, when it comes to social media and dating and things of that nature, because it's so non-personal. And I think it becomes dangerous to a degree because people are interacting on social media and you don't even know if that's the individual that you're talking to.
Right.
And so you have pictures up there, individuals use other individuals' photos, and you're having these conversations. Exactly. And a lot of these young people are so naive and gullible to think that the person who they're speaking to is the individual that they see being promoted on these websites. And so I know that there is a safe, fun aspect of it, but it seems to me that it's a dangerous aspect of it as well. And I was doing some due diligence, and I've learned that a lot of predators allure young ladies and young men and begin to take advantage of them, and they are abused or whatever. And social media is the access that they're using to get these young people. And so my question is, on these dating sites, if I could play the devil's advocate, are they really healthy? I mean, is it a good place to meet somebody? Is it a good place to start courting or begin relationship? And I'm not saying that it's bad, and I'm not saying that it's good because I have not experienced it. But how much is it's safe and authentic and genuine? Are you really getting the individual that you are pursuing?
Well, here's what I will say. I think with anything internet related, it always goes back to that conversation we had on social media where it's really up to the user to have that education. Because, well, before I even go there, for me also, there's a difference between somebody talking to you that is from left field and like you talking to somebody from the area. So here's what I mean by that. A lot of the times when people are getting scammed, when people are getting into these relationships where they're quote unquote falling in love with somebody who turns out not to be who they think they are, these are people that, like, if you live in Las Vegas, all of a sudden this guy from New York is following you. And he seems like like he's fine, and he's DM'd you like, oh yeah, I come to Vegas this like every once in a while, and then you guys start talking, and then next thing you know, this guy is fake. I think that there's a difference between situations like that and situations where like somebody from your area is trying to talk to you, because chances are there's somebody who knows that person. For example, like when AJ was trying to talk to me, like I didn't know who he was, but we're in Vegas, like it's a small town, and people were then able to verify, like, oh yeah, like he's on the football team, he does this, he does that. So I really think that there are ways to kind of avoid those situations, but it really is, people are naive, so it really does depend on the person. But let's go to this caller really quick.
Yes.
And see what they have to say.
Okay, caller, you're back on the air.
Hi, it's Ashley from Texas again.
Hi, Ashley.
Swiper.
Hi.
Swiper, no swiping.
Well, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. That was great. Thank you.
Well, let me give my 2 cents. So there's a couple things I disagree with and a couple things I do agree with. And also a point that I want to make off of one of Pastor Carey's earlier comments that I think before I begin, I think that we're focused on one issue when there is an underlining issue that really comes from this social media dating, and I'll get to that in a minute. But as far as it being cowardly or something like that, I do agree with if you're around this person on a daily basis, or not even a daily basis, but like if I have a best friend and the guy who's trying to talk to me is close to her, then yeah, that's kind of creepy, because like at this point I've probably seen you, you've been around me, you don't say nothing to me, and now you want to slide in my DMs. But I think that if it's like a situation where you're at a party, you bump into somebody, that person thinks you're cute, like he doesn't know your friends, and he doesn't really like, I mean, you could say that he's too shy or, to come up to you at the party, but, through social media, he's able to find you and then say something to you, that could be kind of sweet. I think it can go both ways, but one of the things that you guys have to remember is that for you guys, I would understand why it would be cowardly, because you guys have already grown up in the age where it's like, call me. Like
you had to talk to a girl.
Like talk to
you
me.
had to deal with rejection.
What you
right.
have to remember is,
and that was that serious rejection where your boys would laugh at you across the room.
Absolutely.
Right.
And
but what you have to remember is that's not how we grew up. We grew up with this social media. So it's like, I mean, my generation is weird because when I was in middle school and had middle school crushes, we were still on the trying to call the home phone and on that and all that stuff and texting. But